Hello everyone, welcome to Engineering Tunes, where me and my friend Prathamesh are trying our best to make programming easy and enjoyable so that you can transform your beautiful ideas into software.
In this video, we are going to see how we can develop GUI applications by using database. Okay, so we are going to use the database that we have created in the last video, that is item database. Okay, so we will just go to the workbench. Now so to use the database, write a query use, and my database name was enggtudes. You can use yours. So yes, in that database, which tables are there? For that, you can write the query show tables. Okay, so I have one table called as items. So let's see what are the columns of that. So this items. So execute it. Yes, in my item table, I have name, quantity and price with name set to primary key. Okay, so on this particular table, I am going to perform various operations through database, that is through this particular form. Here there are 3 text boxes, name, quantity and price, and 4 buttons to add the item into our database, to update it, to delete particular item, and to search particular item. Okay, so we are going to write the code for all 4 buttons. But before that, you need to tell Visual Studio that I am going to use MySQL. For that, just go to Solution Explorer, then right click on your project, go to add and go to references. Okay, here you need to search for MySQL and you need to take these 2 text boxes, mysql.data and mysql.web. These 2 should be checked and clicked on OK. Okay, so now your Visual Studio can connect with your MySQL. Okay, so first thing first, what we have to do, whenever user is going to run the particular application, we need to connect with the database. So see, there is an important thing now. Whenever user is going to run the application, that means form 1 is going to start, and form 1 is nothing but class. Yes, so whenever object is creating, we need to do something. So where we should write the code? In constructor. So we will write the code for connecting the database into form 1's constructor. So here it is form 1 constructor. So form 1 represents the class name, so it is constructor. Here this is the default line, we are not going to do anything with that. And here we are writing the line to connect with the constructor. So to connect with the constructor, we will need an object of specific class, that is MySQL connection. That object is declared as a class variable. Now in connection I am writing con, that is mean that object equal to new MySQL connection, and here is the syntax, or you can say string, which will connect your Visual Studio to your database. So server equal to localhost, that means localhost represents your laptop. That means database is present on your laptop. Database name is enggtudes, then UID, that is user ID, is root, and password is my password is root. You should write your password that you have set while installing MySQL. Done. So this is the string through which we are going to connect to enggtudes database on my localhost, that is on my laptop. So after connecting this, con will have a database property which will tell us that to which database it is created. We are just we are just showing that so that we can verify that con is created or not. In the final run, you can comment it out. Okay, so let's just run it and let's see what happens. So it is building. And yes, enggtudes. So our con object is connected with our database enggtudes, and then form will run. Done. Now we have to write the code for add. So let's see. It is very simple, guys. The queries that we have learned in the last video, you have to use same queries with 2 or 3 more lines. Okay. So first thing first, the connection that we have established here, you need to open that connection. That means open means now you are going to fire a query on that. So I am opening with con.open. Then MySQL command is a special class which through which we can fire a query. So I am creating an object cmd of MySQL command class, and cmd equal to con.create command. That means I am going to fire the queries through connection object. That means I am going to fire the queries on enggdudes database. Okay, so this cmd's command text property will represent your query. So cmd.command text equal to, we need to write the query to insert the item into database. So what will be the syntax? Insert into table name, which is items, values in bracket. Now here what values we need to pass, that is given by user, that is this value and this value. So instead of this you can write data text boxes.text also, but this is more sophisticated method. So values are @name, @quantity and @price. These are nothing but the placeholders, and I am giving the values for placeholders in the next lines. Okay, so cmd.parameters, okay, sorry, here you can see cmd.parameters.add with value name, and I am replacing @name with nametb.text. So here name will be replaced by nametb.text, quantity will be replaced by quantitydb.text, and price will be replaced by pricetb.text. Since quantity is int, I am converting into int, and since price is float, I am converting into float. Okay, so our query will be insert into items, values, nametb.text, quantitydb.text and pricetb.text. Okay, and to execute the query, there is a syntax cmd.execute non-query. Done. So this is the code. This code will be same for all the objects, for all the functions, just query will change. Done. So let's see if our code is working or not. So here, then let's add some item, let's say milk. Initially my database is clear. If you have some values, you can keep that or you can clear all the values. Okay, so let's say 20 and price is 40, and I am going to add. Now let's just go to the workbench and see if we have any values in our database or not. So select star from items and okay, sorry, select star from items, and if I execute it, yes, I got the value milk 2040, which is entered by user through our application. Isn't it exciting? Now whenever you are going to run the application, you will get this milk 2040 value in the database. It will be preserved, not like our previous applications, it will be preserved. Done. So let's see how we can write the code for all other buttons. So I will just close this. Okay, so now let's write the code for update button. Okay, one thing I forgot, that after executing query you should close the connection. So con.close. Okay, it is very important. Before executing the query, open the connection. After executing query, close the connection. So now think by yourself, what will be the code for update? Okay, so refer to this code. Con.open, it will be same. Yes, MySQL command same. Con.create command same. Now what query we should write? Done. So see here, we have one item in our database of milk with quantity 20, price 40. Done. So as name is a primary key, we cannot update its name because it will violate. Okay, so we can update quantity or price. Done. So what user will do? User will enter milk here and he will provide new quantity and new price. Done. And on update button, we need to set all these new prices to our existing item milk. So what should be the query? This is the question. Only thing that is going to change is query. Rest all things will be same. So I will just copy paste. And now pause this video over here. write the query by yourself and then come back. So what will be the query? Sure. Okay, so update table name is items. What we need to update? Price and quantity. So set price equal to new price. So we will just add the placeholder here. So price equal to price. Along with that, we need to update the quantity. So you can use AND operator. So AND quantity equal to new quantity. We will just use placeholder here. Now, where we need to update all this quantity? In all the rows for all the items? Definitely not. Where the name equal to the name given by user. So where name equal to name given by user, I am just creating placeholder. So this name will be replaced. So this name will be replaced by the name given by user, and quantity and price will be replaced by the quantity and price given by users. So let's check if this is working or not. Okay, yes. So milk, and let's say our new quantity is 50 and new price is 100, and let's say update. Okay, we don't have any name column, we have name 1. Okay, so here where name 1 equal to name given by user, correct? So these things you should remember. So milk 50 and 100, and let's say update. Okay, so let's check in the database that what we have now. So let's see what will be the query. So we need to update. So update, then items, that is table name, set. What we need to set? Price and quantity. So set price equal to what price? The price given by user. So just use placeholder, and if you want to update two columns or two or more columns, you can separate it by comma. So price equal to price, comma, quantity equal to quantity. And now, do we want to update all the price and quantity, that is for all the items? Definitely not. We want to update price and quantity only for the item that is given by user. So update price and quantity, where name 1 equal to @name, that is name given by user. And after this query, these 3 lines will replace the placeholder given by the quantities by user, and this line will execute the query and con.close. And after that, we will just simply give a message box that update is successful, let's say. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I have one application running, so it is giving me the error. Okay, yes, so now the item name is milk, and let's say new quantities 50 and 100, and click on update. Okay, updation is successful. Now let's check in our database what is the values of milk. So if I perform the select operation, now you can see milk has updated values 50 and 100, and this will preserve all along your life, okay, as long as there is a database. Done. So we have completed our 2 buttons, add and update. I will this code, that is code for a delete button on you need to write the code. It will be same, just the query should be replaced by delete query. Okay, now let's see the search. So okay, so search. So what user will give as an input to search? He will give the input as a item name, and he will expect that database or the application will return its quantity and price. Done. So the user will give milk as an input, and he will expect the 50 and 100 as an output. So for search, just copy and paste all the code. Again, the code will be same, just we will need to replace the query. So to get or to retrieve the values from user, there is a select statement. So select what we want as output, quantity and price. So select quantity comma price from which table? Items, where name1 equal to name, that is the name given by user. And since we don't have any quantity and price placeholders, I will just comment out these two lines. And yes, there is a small different procedure to read the values from database. Okay, so there will be not cmd.execute query, there will be cmd.execute reader. This will read all the values from database and will return the values that we have to catch with a special object of special class, that is nothing but reader class. So we should write MySQL data reader equal to cmd.execute reader. Okay, so cmd.execute reader will read all the values and will send all the values to MySQL data reader object, and now we need to read all the values from data reader. Okay, so here first we need to check if data reader has some values or not. So data reader dot has rows means here, so we have milk in our database, right? So here if user is giving bread as an input, so we should tell user that the bread is not available in store. So if user is giving bread as an input, data reader will not have any rows. So else just show user message box, message. Let's say item is not available, done. But now if data reader has row, that is mean by user has given the correct value, then we should write read the values. Okay, so to read the values there is a read method. This will read the first value in the data reader. Okay, so after reading the value, where we should output that value in quantity and price text boxes, right? So quantity tb dot text equal to something and price tb dot text equal to something. Now see this carefully. We have read quantity and price from the database. So data reader is nothing but an array. Okay, now we have to specify the index of which we should read the value. So 0 dot toString. So what it represent? Data reader dot 0. We are reading quantity and price. Okay, so give me this marker. So here in our database it is M, 50 and 100. This particular value we have read, which is stored in data reader at index 0 and 1. So we are accessing data reader 0 index, that means the quantity. So read the quantity, convert it to string and add it into quantity db.text. Done. Similarly, to read the price, we need to access 1th position. So what we will write? Data reader dot 1 dot toString. Simple. So let's see if this is working or not. Okay, let's just give some random input. Let's say bread. Yes, item is not available. Now let's give a valid input. Let's say milk, and now let's search. Yes, the values of milk has retrieved from the database and it is shown in the front end to user through these text boxes. Done. So this is the thing. So data reader is nothing but array which has all the values that it has reader. Now there is a small thing you might say, that here we have read only one values, right? What if we have read several rows? So in that case, you can use while data reader dot read, and in that while you can use this. Okay, so what does that mean? It will perform this particular operation first. So data reader dot read, that means data reader will read the first row, then you will perform certain operations, and since while is true, data reader will read the second row, and again the operations will be performed until that data reader has some rows. Okay, so you can use this particular construct to read the multiple rows from the databases. Done. So that's all from video. I hope you can now perform the delete operation on the database, and from next video onwards we are going to perform various projects. Okay, so we will see in the next video.
So thanks for joining Engineering Tunes, where engineering is made easy. But if you are having any doubts, you can use our discussion section where others can also reply and see your doubts. But if you want to contact us, you can contact on letstalk@engtunes.com.